There is a gold rush happening right now, but the gold isn't in some far-off mountain. It's artificial intelligence. And what's fascinating is you've got two groups digging for it. On one side, you have everyday people like you and me discovering these incredible kind of wild ways to make some extra cash. But on the other side, you've got the giants of Silicon Valley playing this incredibly high-stakes game for total control. So let's pull back the curtain and look at both sides of this new gold rush. Yeah. That's how one creator put it. Making money with AI feels like cheating. And it makes sense. Right? Because for the first time ever, tools like ChatGPT are letting people create real products, real value in just a matter of seconds. It is a total game changer. But it really makes you wonder, what kind of game are we all playing here? So here's how we're gonna break this down. First, we're gonna look at the fun stuff, the awesome practical side hustles that pretty much anyone can start today. But then, we're gonna zoom way out and look at the corporate chess match being played by the architects of AI. We'll get into how they're trying to rewrite the rules and, most importantly, what that means for your stake in all of this. Okay. Let's start with the creator's toolkit. This is the ground floor. This is where a simple idea and a few clever prompts can actually turn into real money. And, honestly, you might be shocked by how simple some of these hustles are. Okay. Check this out. It's a hustle making waves on places like Etsy. Custom AI pet portraits. It's so simple. A customer sends you a photo of their dog. You pop it into an AI, type something like turn this into a cute cartoon, and boom. Less than a minute later, you have custom art. You didn't have to draw a single line. For a few seconds of work, you're earning 5, maybe 10 bucks. Just think. Do that 10 times a day, and that's an extra $50 in your pocket. But we're not just talking about little gigs here and there. This can scale up a lot. A creator named Molly Kieser, who's a photographer, figured out her client's biggest problem was booking more shoots. So she made a super simple 13-page ebook explaining her strategy. That one little digital product has pulled in over $500,000. The lesson here is pretty incredible. She just combined her own unique expertise with AI tools to solve a really specific problem for her audience. And, this new AI toolkit isn't just about bringing in new cash. It can also be a ridiculously powerful way to manage the money you already have. It's like having a personal financial assistant whose only job is to plug all the little leaks in your budget. Just think about it for a second. You can give an AI your internet bill and have it write a full-on negotiation script that could save you $30 a month. One person dodged a $125 electrician bill because the AI just told them, hey, you probably just need to check the GFI outlet. You can even take a picture at the grocery store and ask it which box of cereal is actually the cheapest per ounce. That alone can save you hundreds a year. It's literally like having a free consultant for almost every part of your life. All right. So that's the super exciting side of things, but we need a quick reality check here. Because for every story you hear about a $500,000 ebook, there are thousands of people out there grinding away on these little micro-task sites where the hype, well, it doesn't quite match the hustle. Let's just look at the actual numbers. A site might advertise something crazy, like test games for $36 an hour. But the reality on a lot of these other platforms is, well, it's a lot closer to $5 to $8 an hour. A lot of these gigs actually get called trash hustles because they don't teach you any new skills and there's zero long-term growth. And those get paid to watch video schemes, oh, man. Sources say they're mad sketchy, sometimes paying you a fraction of a penny to help them break YouTube's rules. Not great. Okay. So while individuals are out there finding clever ways to earn a few dollars, there's a much, much bigger game being played. So now let's zoom out and meet the architects of AI, the real power players who are building the very infrastructure of this new world. And this is the fundamental question, isn't it? While you're on Etsy turning a photo of a golden retriever into a cartoon, who's in Washington, D.C.? Who's in state capitals deciding the entire future of the technology you're using? Who actually gets to write the rules of the game? Those are the words of a guy named Tyler Johnston. He runs a tiny AI watchdog group, and he said this right after a man showed up at his front door serving him subpoenas from OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT. They demanded every single email, text message, and document he had about his advocacy work. And right here, this is where the creative, fun gold rush slams right into a bare-knuckle political power play. And this brings us to what's being called the corporate playbook. Because these AI giants, they're not just building tech anymore. They're actively, aggressively building a political and legal fortress around that tech to make sure the future goes exactly the way they want it to. And they are playing hardball. I mean, OpenAI hired political operatives like Chris Lahaina, a guy literally nicknamed the Master of Disaster. They've hired top aides from both sides of the aisle. They use what are called shadow groups, these industry-funded organizations that lobby for them so it doesn't look like it's coming from them. They plan opinion pieces in newspapers. They even text voters directly to pressure lawmakers. And if none of that works, well, then they just threaten to pack up their company and leave the state entirely. So what's the end game with all this? It's pretty simple, actually. They want to kill any strong state-level regulations before they can even get started. Instead, they want to create one single, weak, industry-friendly federal law to govern the entire country. And if that sounds familiar, it's because it is the exact playbook the social media giants use to lock in a future with almost no liability and very little oversight. And we've already seen this playbook work in California, a bipartisan AI safety bill designed to protect kids passed with overwhelming support from both parties. And then the tech industry unleashed a massive lobbying blitz. The result? The governor vetoed that strong bill, and instead, he signed a much weaker watered-down version that the industry had basically helped rewrite. Of course, a huge part of this strategy is money. We're talking massive amounts of it. Venture capital firms, major tech companies, AI founders, they are pouring hundreds of millions of dollars into super PACs, and these are organizations that can raise and spend unlimited cash to influence elections. And this money isn't just sitting in a bank account. It has teeth. When a New York assemblyman named Alex Borse introduced his own AI safety bill, one of these new AI super PACs almost immediately started running attack ads against him. The message was crystal clear. If you try to regulate us, we will come after you with a wall of cash. So why does any of this matter to the person just trying to sell an ebook or a cute pet portrait? It matters because the fight that's happening in Washington and in state capitals right now will determine the rules of the entire game that you're playing. It could decide whether that AI tool you depend on can just change its terms on you overnight or whether you have any say at all if your work is used to train the next AI model that makes your skills totally obsolete. And right here, this is the fundamental conflict laid out side by side. On one side, you have the creator using an AI toolkit to make art to solve a problem for a customer just hoping for a side income. And on the other, you have the corporation using a political playbook to generate favorable laws, solving what they see as a regulatory problem. Their goal isn't just profit. It's a future with zero accountability. But here's the twist in all of this. Despite all the money, despite all the power, public opinion is absolutely not on their side. A staggering 80% of Americans want to see some kind of regulation, some kind of guardrails put on artificial intelligence. The people actually paying the bills and raising kids and worrying about their jobs, they want to say. Because ultimately, this debate goes so far beyond the tech itself, it's really a fundamental question about our entire economic future. Who is going to profit from this incredible world-changing revolution? And just as importantly, who is going to be left paying the price for the fallout? And that leaves us with this one final massive question. As we build this new AI-powered economy from the ground up, who gets the final say? Who gets the ultimate authority to write the rules? Will it be the thousands of individual creators out there with a cool idea and a clever prompt, or will it be the handful of corporations with a lobbyist and a super PAC? The answer to that question is going to define the next decade.